right, all right. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Are we ready to go on this fine summer day? Hot diggity dog. And we got a party going on after this, right? We got a big party. We got food, and I even understand there's a couple of quarter kegs of beer out there. Who's going to be drinking beer at noon? Mac, you're not going to be out there drinking beer at noon, are you? Yeah, that's a good point. We do need a lot of pictures today. I meant to talk to you guys about that.
Mac won't wait until noon.
Leslie, we do need some video picture. Good. You're all over that. I knew that. Okay, good. Hey, thank you for coming, everybody. Thank you for coming. It's a big day. Ready to go. First of all, let me start off by welcoming 14 new realtors that joined us in the last 2 weeks. That's it. 14 new realtors joined us. Okay. If you're here, give me a hands up so I can say hi and thank you for coming. Leah Baird from United Real Estate. Linda Lee from Long and Foster. Nicolia Isam is a new realtor. Rajiv Sharma from Icon Realty. Stephanie Bean or Stephanie Gaynord from Remax. David and Patricia Smith from Keller Williams. David and Patricia Smith from Keller Williams. Saeed Wali is a new realtor, and so is William Lowe. From Remax, we have Deborah Gaynord. Did I say Deborah? Didn't I say Gaynord? How did I say that?
Deborah then brought the daughter, Deborah.
Oh, I see. Okay, I did say Bean Gaynord. Okay, so Deborah and Stephanie, are they together, I guess?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Dee.
Well, it looks like they want to. It looks like Deborah referred Stephanie. So
yeah. Oh,
I don't
that's
know
right.
how
That's right. That's good. You might as well. Janice Pearson from United Real Estate. Robin Sherrill from EXP Realty. Juliet, but it says Robin right next to it. So I go by Juliet. Okay, good. Okay.
Well, welcome, Juliet.
Then why do they have Robin there? I don't need Robin there. Just Juliet.
Maybe that's a real name.
Okay. And then Truck Goss from DC Real Estate. And last but not least, Madeline Lamberti from Keller Williams. So those 14 people, thank you very much for joining. Thank you. And also, just as important, thank you, all of those of you who brought them here. So of the 14, 11 of them were brought to me by realtors here. So 11 of the 14, again, thank you very much, you guys, for bringing these great realtors to our company. Thank you. Welcome all. Okay, let's see. Last 2 weeks, you guys were busy. God dang, 182 new listings in the last 2 weeks. 182 new listings. Yeah, I'm telling you what, great job, everybody. Man, is there still, one thing I'm going to ask her, is there still a lack of inventory like everybody's been talking about? There's still a big lack of inventory out there? Because you wouldn't know it from you guys, 182 listings in 2 weeks, that's putting them on in the middle of August.
Yeah.
Towards the end of August. So that's a great 2 weeks, everybody. Congratulations. 182 new listings. Want to get into Cardinal first? Okay, let's do Cardinal first.
Do you have a number?
Okay.
Do you have a number on how many?
I don't have a number on here on how many we had.
Just count them real quick. We'll wait. It's cool.
But listen, I say this every week, and I just can't emphasize it enough that we simply don't have a company, guys. Everybody loves this company. The momentum in here and the people coming here just love everything that we're doing to help everybody get their business. But we just can't do it without Cardinal Title, without your help with Cardinal. So these people that I'm going to read off here, these are the ones that are keeping this company alive right this minute. And I hope that if you're not using Cardinal out there, you'll really consider helping us out a little bit. We need it, especially in Maryland. We really need your help in Maryland. Things are going great. We got 3 tremendous processors in Maryland. I've heard nothing but great news on all 3 of them. So Maryland is really sharp. It's looking good, and we need some more help in Maryland. So those of you out there, but these people, how can I be looking? I mean, look how many we've done. So it's going so beautifully, and I want to thank all these people so much for carrying this company. But boy, I sure could use your help out there if you're not using Cardinal. So right now, let's thank everybody that's using us, and I just. You're creating the best company in the industry, guys, by far. Everybody is very nervous about what's going on here because you guys are creating the best environment for realtors. 100% commissions and all these things that are going on here with all the printing and everything, it's all because you guys have banded together and used the title company, and that's why it's all succeeding. So thank you all so much. And here we go. Ready, Pep?
I'm
You're
ready.
welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, we'll start out with Adrian Cloxton, Ali D twice, Anna Raccanelli, Andrea Kling twice, Angel Wong 3 times. Way to go, Angel. Arslan Jamil twice, Aziz Abrahimia, Badr Al-Otabi, Ben Bernstein, Betsy Madden, Bill Petrie, Bob Lovett, Casey Quitkin, Casey Sampson 3 times. Way to go,
Okay.
Case. Catherine Labby, Charles Gianelli, Chris DiNapoli, Christopher O'Neill, Juan Keane, Cindy Scrivener, Debbie Maxim, Donnie the Legend Samson.
What is going on here?
3 times.
Is he been night, what do they call it?
Moonlighting. Yeah.
One
Yeah.
was my own, and one was one of my best friends.
Donnie has
Not
so
double
much
dipping on ya.
he has so much free time.
But 3 out of 3. Can we get some props for that? All right, come on.
That's right.
Even the listing got over there. You know?
All right. Good job, D.
Eileen Thomas twice, Faiza Alvi,
Frey Essays, Gang Zhang, Gelamini. Is that right, Gelamini?
Hope
3
so.
times. 3 times. Way to go, Gela. Thank you. Jeannie Nguyen, 2 times. Jeanette Spears Hicks, Gerald Robinson, Gustavo Cruz, Heather Grew, Ingrid Morris, Jane Jiang twice, Jay Johnson, Jeanette Echeverria, Jennifer Funk 3 times. Way to go, Jennifer.
Way to go,
Congratulations.
Jennifer.
Jimmy O'Burns, Joe Lozana, John Cantrell, John Harris, John Labas 3 times. John Labas 3 times. Great job, John. Thank you. John McCambridge, John Grant, Jonathan Brown, Joseph Woldesmate, Josue Ruiz, and Joy Calhil twice. Way to go, Joy.
Julie Young, Kanwal Chaudhry twice, Kashif Rasul, Katie Mudd, Kelly Sampson, Kim Schultz, Larry Bean 5
Whoa,
times.
Larry and Laura.
Larry and Laura.
And Larry,
Woo, baby.
and let's throw out a shout out to Laura too, because I'm sure Laura's running
absolutely.
around those bars.
Larry and Laura,
Larry
all the way.
and Laura Bean. 5.
One doesn't do it without the other. No
That's
doubt
right.
about it. Lauren Mayer, Leticia Gaddis 3 times. Way to go,
Way to go,
Leticia.
Leticia.
Liz Pierce, Marcella Aquino, Margaret Ireland, Maria Cornejo. Way to go, Maria. Maritza Munoz, Mark Porosky, Mark Ruxtel, Markel Gerardo, Mel Tulu, Michelle Wilson, Monir Delaware, Nadia Rasuli, Nancy Femright, Nancy Nielsen 3 times.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
All right,
Nancy.
Nancy.
Woo.
Nigar Sadi,
Nolasco Gabriel, Nora, Oscar Rivera, Nora. Well, Nora is like Cher. I mean, she's Nora. She is the one and only Nora. Oscar Rivera, Pat Sampson, Peter Frank, Rakesh Kumar 3 times. Way to go,
Boy.
Rakesh. Regina
Gahunia,
Gahunia, Rick Montjoy, Robert Gomez, Saeed Jamil twice, Sergio Herrera, Steve LaFave, Susan Fair, Tammy Irby, Tu Nguyen, Tracy Wilkerson, Truda Hickman, Vanessa Kennedy 2 times, Viktar Kusevich 2 times, Vipul Mehta, Wendy Wong, William Wu, and Yang Yi 2 times. All right, everybody.
Way to go,
All right,
everybody.
great job.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. We can keep the place alive for another month, Pepper. We're in business. All right. It's coming together, buddy. It's coming together. Coming together. Thank you all so much for that. I cannot thank those people enough. please help us to keep this great thing going. And as you guys know, the more successful we become, the more I want to put back into this, like the free Facebook ads, like the free postcards for open houses. All these things come from you people that use Cardinal Title. So thank you. And the recruiters. So thank you very much for that. Real quick, let's take a look at some classes we got going on the next 2 weeks. And I see a whole bunch of ninja on here. Woo! I love that. I love some ninja. All right, you got Facebook Fridays coming this Friday from 11 a.m. to noon right here. No sign-up required. If you want to come and do a lot of Facebook talk, great sessions right there. This Friday from 11 to noon. Sarah, you got a ninja class coming up. In fact, I'll let you, if you want to touch on that, you got, what, Saturday and Tuesday. What's going on there, Sarah?
Okay, so Tuesday is full. We have 90 people approximately coming to our Tuesday class. We still have spots open for Saturday. Saturday is now open to everyone. So you do not have to be a part-time agent or a dual career agent to be there. Full-time agents, if you want to get in on Ninja, it is 6 Saturdays and 2 Sundays. The Sunday of the festival, Saturday's the festival, and then the following Saturday I have a wedding, so we're going to do the 2 Sundays. Every day it's 10 to 12 here in Chantilly. First come, first grab the best seat.
And can I remind everybody, Sarah, that people normally spend $1,800 a month.
Yes.
$1,800
for
this course.
For this class, yes.
And it's
we
free
are
to
teaching
all of
it
our
for free.
realtors.
Yes. Cardinal Title is sponsoring the class, and First Heritage Mortgage is bringing in breakfast. Thank you very much to both of them for that.
Wonderful.
Mindset, skill set, and action. You have to have the right mindset. You have to have the right skill set, and you actually have to do something. And we'll be telling you what to do to be able to grow your business and prospect. Right now, we're going to talk a little bit about the market. Slowing down a little bit. We've talked about that. We've got to double down on prospecting. This class will help you do that. So mindset, skill set, action. Saturday's open. You do need to RSVP so that I have materials for you. If you have questions, just shoot me an email. But if you go on to Facebook or the Nest or the calendar, there's an RSVP link for you to register. If you've already had the class and you want a refresher, please feel free to come back. Refreshers are always welcome. You can come to the whole entire series or a class that you feel like you need a boost on. You're welcome to do that. The Sunday after the festival. Sunday after the festival, yes.
Sarah, I tell you, and the email you sent me the other day, and I'm telling you, folks, she's got a track record of all these people that have now taken their business from 2 or 3 or 4 a year to 6, 7, 8 a year. She's elevating dozens and dozens of people in this company.
So I've pulled the data. I've pulled the data of where everybody that so far has taken the class. We've had about 350, 400 people run through this class already. I pulled the data on their year-to-date last year and their year-to-date this year, and the group as a whole is up about 25%.
How about that? All right,
some
way to
are
go.
up 20,
Great
some are up
job.
30. So on average, it's about 25%. And that's a really cool thing. When the market's slowing down a little bit and inventory's low and our group's up, the
Well,
shit
what
works.
I see, Sarah,
right?
Sarah, what I see is a lot of individual people that really want to get going, and by you grouping them together and getting there and working with them, it really gives them something.
Everybody feeds on their own energy.
I like Donnie. Donnie gets up every morning at 5:30 and does these big workouts. You wouldn't do that individually by yourself. What's it called?
He's just making fun of me.
He's making fun of him.
But I mean, but the reason that works is that there's 10 or 20 of them that account for each other every morning. If you're not there, you're going to hear it from your group. So everybody shows up every morning at 5:30 to do their workout. So by you getting these groups together and helping these people find other people to work with and do it, it's turning out to be a real success.
And guys, accountability is the key.
Yes.
We, as human, we are our own worst enemy because we're high dominant personality types. So we know what we're supposed to do. And the reason we are successful in real estate is because we couldn't work for anybody else, right? So we're high dominant personality types, and we know what we need to do, but we also don't want to do what we don't want to do. So accountability is the key to making all of this successful with everybody.
Yeah,
and if it's
really
not
is.
Ninja, if it's not us, one of the leadership team, find a friend. Find a friend. Everyone needs a friend.
Yeah. Find someone to do open houses
Absolutely.
with. And you push each other to get the open houses
Do a
done.
weekly call, sit down, chat, go coffee. Kick each other's butt, people. Kick each other's butt.
It works.
Yes, it does.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yep.
Yes, got a question.
I would just like to add that if you have not been to her ninja class, if you've ever been to any other classes, talk to somebody that has been to her ninja classes and other paid classes where they paid approximately that amount. And I think if they've been to both, most of them will feel like I did, that her class tops everything that I've done. in the
Wonderful,
past.
wonderful. Thank you, Bob. Thank you. And then I guess Tuesday the 28th, so that's next Tuesday, Karen Morgan is doing a Stump the Broker at Tuesday night, the 28th, from 6 to 7:30 at our Alexandria location, the big brand new 10,000 square foot location we just opened up. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful building. Thank you so much, Audrey and Lisa, for getting that place together. But so we're doing a Stump the Broker Tuesday night, 6 to 7:30 in Alexandria on the 28th. Let's see, the Ninja. Then Alexandria Training Day, social media. So we got Erica, Leslie, and Mac are coming to Alexandria Wednesday the 29th, next Wednesday, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sign up is required. So that all of our tech groups, social media, will be out to Alexandria next Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 3. So sign up if you want to get some special time with them.
And show up too, please.
Yes. You have to show up, folks. Come on now, let's be professionals. If you set a time and you've made an appointment with somebody, respect that person's time the same as I respect your time by making an appointment with you. So let's respect each other's time. If you can't make it, we understand, but please give plenty of notice so we can fill that slot with somebody else that does want to come. Thank you. A Bright MLS presentation next Wednesday in Bethesda, 9:30 to 11:30. We do want RSVP to B. Lee. So next Wednesday, the 29th, 9:30 in the morning to 11:30 in Bethesda, Bright MLS presentation. So Bright's coming out there to do a presentation. So that's great. Okay, so those are the great classes we got going on here in the next 2 weeks. Gainesville. You know, we ran out of space 2 weeks after we opened up Gainesville. We thought we had enough space, but we just keep chasing that every time, just like Alexandria. Alexandria went from 6 offices to 30 offices and filled them in a month. It's pretty cool. So the same way we found a great spot in Gainesville. We found 10,000 square feet that we're going to look real hard at. I think he says the delivery date for the building is the end of the year. And then they'll build out spaces, which you say about 60 days. So they're looking end of February, early March. End of February, early March is when I would think Gainesville would open up. And we got at least 10,000 feet. And who wants to lay me a bet that by the time January rolls around, it'll be 14,000 feet? it wouldn't surprise me because even the buoy is 6,000 feet, and we're looking at it today going, we're already going to have to open that up 2,000 more feet. We haven't even signed a lease yet. So you guys are doing a great job growing these offices. So that's really a lot of fun. So Gainesville, we got a great spot, and hopefully we'll sign off on that and have that ready by the end of the first quarter, February, March. What's the name of the road right out in front of it?
Heathcote Boulevard.
Heathcote Boulevard.
It's to be built.
It's
It's only about a quarter mile, half mile down from the current
it's
office.
just about a quarter mile from where we are currently on Heathcote, on the left-hand side if you're heading towards Haymarket.
Literally right next to my house.
It's a. All right, it's a. Oh, that's great. I got to party with you. I really do. I got to party with you. I really do, man. I tell you. Woo. Man.
Yeah. Shit.
All right.
Doing the office party this holiday season?
I don't know yet. I don't know. All right, Leesburg. Villages at Leesburg is coming along great, guys. We're looking at around a November opening when we're going to move Lansdowne over to this Villages at Leesburg, which is really exciting. We got about 7,000 square feet that we're building out right now. We're looking for about a November 1 opening for the new place in Leesburg. Okay, receptionists. Donnie, the managers at McLean, Alexandria, and Bethesda are all interviewing a lot of receptionists right now, so we're going to put a receptionist in those 3 locations for right now, McLean, Alexandria, and Bethesda. So those should be in within the next week or 2. We'll have somebody in there, not really from 10 to 5 or 9 to 5. I think mainly from 10 to 3. We're going to start with about 5 to 6 hours a day in those locations.
And the goal, hopefully, with the people is that they're not only going to be there to kind of help maintain the office with our managers, but also, you know, we're going to teach them up some of the stuff, you know, the simple stuff that we do, you know, with printing and some of the dot loop and some of the other stuff that we do as a company, so that they can also be resources for those agents when they need help with stuff. You know,
How to submit contracts.
how to, you know, if they can answer questions and stuff, we'll bring them here and train them up a little bit with some of our people here so that they can answer those questions. They can be a person there live with you to help if you need something at some of our bigger offices. So that's kind of the dual-pronged goal of it.
And we don't need any more applications. We've got plenty.
I think we're good for right now.
All three
yes.
locations had 10 or 15 applicants, so we're in good shape there. Yeah. Holly, I just want to mention again, Holly, our wonderful Holly over here. She is here and does a lot of graphic design for us, and she is there for you too if you want to hire her out. Now, you know, there's a lot of things that our teachers will teach you how to do for free, and you can learn how to do it. Or if you just don't want to mess with it, you'd rather have a professional graphic designer, not a typesetter anymore. They're graphic designers.
So proud of you. Nailed it like 3 times in a row.
How about that, huh? Typesetter was right out of there, man. Right. So, but she's at $30 an hour, which is pretty reasonable for a professional graphic designer. In fact, it's very reasonable for that. Anyway, so she's there. Right after the meeting here today, we got our cornhole tournament playoffs going on. We got 32 teams of 2.
People.
So we got a lot of people that are going to be out in the back parking lot today playing it off.
Huh?
We got some barbecue food and drinks and a couple of kegs of beer tapped out there. You know, maybe we should have done this at 4 o'clock.
I think
5 o'clock somewhere.
I think we need 3.
Yeah, I don't know if Doris is
If you are not signed up but you're interested in playing, I think we have a couple spots available. Danny and Bernie backed out; they were scared. No, I'm just kidding. we had one
I
or
want to
two.
mingle.
We had 1 or 2 teams open up. So if you're around and you want to play, get with Doris or Bobby. We might have a couple open spots. One person needs a teammate, and there's a spot for 1 2-person team. So,
Well, if there's 3 openings,
right.
maybe we could put 3 singles together, or the 2 singles together, and then the 1 person
Right.
will go with the one
Yes.
that doesn't have a
So if
partner.
you're interested in playing and you're not signed up, get with Doris or Bobby. We could probably find a spot for you.
Good. Excellent. So that's right after the meeting here today, and we got food and everything going on outside. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a beautiful day. I want to take a lot of pictures, some videos, so it'll really be fun out there today after the meeting. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Bernie, just let me know. Offices are available in every location with the exception of Gainesville. So if anybody is interested in an office in any one of our offices, contact Bernie Kagan. He's in charge of the offices. Everyone except Gainesville has an office available. Okay, good. That's right. So if you want to get on Bernie's wait list for Gainesville, that's exactly right. And that'll give me an idea, because if you want to get in Gainesville, let me know, because if we get 10 people sign up, then I'll make the space even bigger, you know. So if you do want anything in Gainesville, let Bernie know now, and that'll help us out. And then Laura, you guys are going to design a certain thing for your area too, so I want you to be involved that, you and Larry, for your team. You want to get something designed for your team, however you guys want it. So think about that. Hey, we got the great festival coming up right here, September 22nd, guys. We are, 4 weeks away?
1 month from today.
Woo, man, I tell you what, 4 weeks, man, it's going to be great. I can't wait. This is going to be the greatest festival. I hope everybody, how many people are signed
Submit
up? Do
pictures.
we know, Doris? Everybody signed up? Hey, where's Doris?
So make sure you RSVP. The other thing up here, Dad, is that
Bobby, I need a count. See Doris, where we are?
the other thing we want to remind people is to send in your photos. If you have fun pictures from the festival last year, please send them to Leslie. We're going to create slideshows for the TV of our agents and all sorts of things that we're going to put up. But we'd love to have a lot of your fun pictures from last year. I know that there were hundreds of them I saw posted on Facebook along different ways. So if you have those, please send them in to Leslie. We'd love to have a good slideshow of last year's pictures, running through this event as well. So,
Donnie, let me elaborate just for a second on that. We've rented a television, a TV that's 10 feet by 20 feet. Okay, this is a big one. And it's going to be sitting right near where everybody will be eating. The big we got two 40 by 40 tents, 35 big round tables. So it's going to be a big eating area. And right near that is going to be this magnificent TV. And on that TV all day, we're going to be running the pictures of the agents, every agent. And then teams, if you have a team, you can submit a nice team picture of your team or whatnot. Like Donnie said, fun pictures from last year, maybe some awards. We might mention who the top 10 or things like that. So we're putting together all kinds of really cool screens. It'll probably be about a 45-minute loop that'll just loop all day for 12 hours. So it'll be really a lot of fun. So please, if you got a team or you got some fun pictures, like you said, from last year, please submit them to Leslie so we can get them in that reel and get them up on there, because that'd be a lot of fun. Good morning,
Happy
Liz.
Wednesday, guys.
Hello,
so
hello.
excited. It's the end of summer. My name is Liz McElroy. I'm with First Heritage Mortgage. I am here in Chantilly on Mondays, so please stop by, introduce yourself. Please reach out to us at any time. So I did want to go over two things today. The first thing is, a story from last week.
Good.
So last Friday, I received a phone call from a realtor that I work with all the time. He's a realtor here at Samson. And he had a listing for $600,000, had received a contract. It was a good offer, but he was not comfortable with the letter he had received. Big national lender, does have a big local presence. When he talked to that loan officer, asked him, hey, look, do you have the tax returns? Do you have the bank statements? How prepared are you on this loan? Are we good to go? Loan officer was not giving him the warm and fuzzies. Hey, we have what we need to be able to issue a letter. Now, this realtor was not asking for, hey, how much do they make? How much is in their bank? Just, hey, look, you verified on their taxes they qualify for this mortgage.
By the way, good job for the realtor following up like that.
Yeah, he of course, he called me immediately after the phone call. And I've known him for years. And he said, hey, look, I'm really not comfortable. Let me go through what is on the letter. You tell me 6% down on a $600,000 sales price. Does this even, this interest rate, does this sound like this is an issue type of loan? And I told him, no, it's completely valid if they're doing LPMI, et cetera, et cetera. He did tell me the conversation that he had with the loan officer, and he said, hey, look, I'm going to call the selling agent, tell him I'm not comfortable with the letter. I do want them to call you. I want them to get pre-approved with you before my seller and I are willing to consider their offer, which the selling agent, they called me Friday night. I got all their documentation. Self-employed, very apparent. He'd never sent these tax returns to anybody, made $9,000 a year, certainly did not qualify for this loan. And as my realtor had said to me, thank God that I had you. He's like, I knew there was something going on with this loan. I knew that we were going to have an issue, and what I didn't want is 3 weeks down the road, we'd taken this house off the market for 3 weeks, and I get a call from the selling agent saying they just declined our loan.
And more importantly, what if that seller had gone and bought something and had settlements lined up? They have 3 settlements lined up one after another, and then we find out a week before settlement that the buyer can't afford it?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's crazy. So moral of my story is make sure you have a lending partner that you're comfortable with, that you work with all the time, that you can make that phone call. Hey, look, I'm not getting a good vibe. Can you just go over this scenario with me? Does it sound like I'm going to have an issue?
And Liz, my comment from where they come from, if I'm calling another lender, now I can't get specific. How much do they make? What are their debts? I can't go there. But to ask, what are some of the general questions that you would ask if you were a realtor?
Have you reviewed the tax returns, their W-2s and pay stubs? I'm not asking how much they make. I just want to make sure you verified their application.
I like that.
So the one thing, the realtor did read me the letter, the pre-approval letter.
Source of funds?
Exactly. Have you reviewed the bank statements? The pre-approval letter that this national lender had sent to their client, who forwarded it to the listing agent, states clearly on there, we have not verified anything. We have an application, we have a credit report. Once you have a contract, we'll review your documentation. That's a big red flag.
Yeah. Good point.
I unfortunately went through something very similar to that, and unfortunately I was not smart enough. It was a lower priced house, and it cost the sellers about 50 days on market.
Yep, it happens. So it's a great job for that realtor who was following up.
Yeah.
Great job,
Yeah.
beautiful job. Even if you're the listing agent, don't feel like you're intruding by wanting to find out, right, Pep?
Exactly.
You did 1 million listings.
Yeah.
You're representing your seller, and the whole deal, the following deals that are tied onto that. So
And that's
beautiful
the thing.
job.
I mean, we can't disclose their financials. We can't disclose their credit score unless the purchaser's willing to get on the phone with both parties. That's fine. We'll do that.
Yeah.
But certainly, if you want to ask, have you verified? Have you seen their tax returns? Have you verified their income? Have you verified with their pay stubs? Have you pulled their credit? Those are completely valid questions.
Good advice. Good
All
advice.
right. So I did want to go over number 2 real
Okay.
quick.
Go
so
for it.
Jerry had mentioned VHDA has come out with a phenomenal second trust. Just came out on the 15th. Amazing. It'll go up to 4.5% of the sales price on a second mortgage. That means we can do 101.5% financing on a conventional loan.
Woohoo!
With good credit, they can actually pay for the mortgage insurance. If you get the seller to pay the closing costs, just even 2.5% of the sales price, and you've got a client who has the credit scores high enough to do the 4.5% second on a conventional loan, no MI. VHDA pays in those closing costs, will pay for the mortgage insurance.
Wow.
So, I mean, 4 7/8 with a 0.5 point on a first and a second, no MI payment.
So for anyone out there who's thinking the no money down is not possible, that's the
It's
game
here.
right there.
It's here,
That's
it's here,
it.
it's here.
No money out of
Yeah,
pocket.
Exactly.
Yep,
Now they have to write an earnest money check, but they'll get it back.
that's right.
But so I've got this. I'm going to pass it out to you guys just so you can see the breakdown. Just ask me if you have any questions. Happy to answer them for you.
Good.
All right.
Beautiful. Any other
right.
questions for the lender? Any questions for the
Hold
lender?
on, hold on.
Anybody?
Right here. Deb.
Got a question?
Or for this type
So
of loan?
for the 4.5% second, we need a 680 minimum credit score. And
Fair.
for FHA,
Yeah, it's not
620.
That's
I don't
fair.
think this is on.
Hello,
This is on?
620. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah. Good stuff. So 680 if you want to take the VHD all the way up,
Yep.
or 620 for just straight FHA.
Yeah, plus a second to do
Plus a
100%.
second.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I love it.
And just one more time, a first-time home buyer is defined as?
Hasn't owned a home in the last 3 years. Correct.
3 years. 3 years? Good.
3 years.
Good. Anything else that you guys want to add? Any other questions anybody has? All right, good. Yes, one more question in the back. Let me get her a microphone, and we got one more question. If you got a question, put your hand up, and we'll get a microphone coming your
It's
way.
actually not a question. I wanted to say thank you to a loan officer, Mr. Elliot Roberts. He did a great job for me.
All right.
Like amazing job. We
Elliot,
were
you're
winning
blushing.
a bidding war against a cash deal, slightly lower than what we were offering. And the listing agent told me that this was going to work thanks to him, to this loan officer. So thank you, First Heritage. Thank you very much. It's so good, so professional, so prompt. Thank you
Great.
very much, Elliot. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Great job, great job. All right. Anything else on the lender side? Okay, good. Let's move. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, all you guys from Loan Officer. Great job. Thanks, First Heritage. Great job, folks. All right, what do we want to go to next? What do we want to go to, Donnie?
I thought you were gonna go tech tip, but you can go to which
Let's
one?
go tech tip.
All right.
Anybody want to get a tech tip? I love getting tech tips. Let's learn how to do a little technology. Who's doing it? Mac, you doing it? Yep. Okay, baby. What you got? What do you got this week?
So before I get into a little boost thing and then something else, Facebook Friday this week is going to be Instagram Friday. If any of you
But
all,
it's not a alliteration. You gotta.
I know. We'll roll it. If any of y'all are at the tech summit about a month ago, Tila Thorne specifically talked a lot about Instagram. So I'll kind of run through that again.
What did Tila think? Tila, I don't know if I told you this. She said she got what, 90%?
It was like 98.
She said something like, well, she said 98. I felt like that might have been aggressive, Tila. But she said she got 98% of her business from Instagram.
Wow. Wow.
So so Mac and them, I guess, have been working on trying to get some tips from her on how to build it. She is big on social media, especially Instagram.
Well, hey, guys, for a tech tip, how about that?
Yeah.
You got a lady who's devoted herself to social media, and she's picked up 90 to 95% of her business off social media?
Yes.
That's where it is nowadays, guys. That's where it is. That's where the business is. Let's get into it.
So I've got a lot of questions about that, so we'll do a little class about that Friday. We did one last year, but we'll really take a deeper dive into it again on Friday.
Good. Can we video that? Are we videoing that?
Yep.
Good. Excellent. We'll video it.
And yeah, if you haven't watched the Tech Summit yet, specifically the panel, you can go back and watch that. That's on Samson U now. So.
And which video is that, Mac?
The Tech Summit?
Tech Summit?
Yeah. That's when.
So can they put that in the search bar up
Samson
top?
U.
Yep.
Tech Summit, and it'll pop up, and you can watch that video.
Yep.
Beautiful.
So just a reminder with Boost, we'll kind of keep reminding you of these things since we still got questions about it. So A reminder that you get a free Facebook ad for each open house that you do for your listing, and that runs for 3 days. There's nothing that you have to do to send that out. So long as it's in the, so long as you put it in MRS, the system picks it up and creates the ad. There's also no limit on how many ads you can do for open houses. If you keep holding it open, you keep getting the ad. There's someone.
So if I do an open house on the same property every weekend, I get a free Facebook ad for every open house for 3 days.
Yes, sir.
There's
3.5 days,
3.5
technically.
days.
I won't name who it is, but there's someone who I think's held the same property open like almost as long as we've had boost rounds. So.
Okay. Lockgate, right, Pep? Lockgate. For those of you who never heard of, Bernie and I had a listing when we first started in the business, and we had Lockgate. We knew it was never going to sell. There was no way the house was going to sell. It was sitting on Fairfax County Parkway. But we did about 10 open houses, didn't we? And Bernie was coming up to me 10, 12 years later. Hey, he settled on one yesterday. Lockgate. A lead that he got from someone that led to something. This is 12, 13 years later. He still had settlements going on from leads that all came from that one property that we never sold. But we did about 10 opens there. That's why I've always said, listen, do the open houses. That's what generates all the business, right, Pep? Absolutely. We got a ton of business off that one listing we never sold.
Then the second part to this.
Yeah.
We didn't want to sell.
Bernie didn't want to sell. He wanted to keep meeting people every week.
We want to keep doing opens.
The second part to this is you also get the choice of the free just listed ad or the 100 free just listed / just sold postcards. Remember, it's one or the other, not both. We're keeping track of this a little bit more now, so try to remember which one you do.
And I'd like to take a quick survey, because every time I recruit somebody, I always ask the people in front, I wonder how that's going. So with a show of hands right now, on your new listing, are you going to take the 100 free postcards or the 5-day Facebook ad for free? So first, the 100 postcards. Who's going to take the 100 postcards on their listing? Okay, I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay, 14. Who's going to take the 5-day Facebook ad? 5, 10.
About 60%, 70%.
Okay. So you got about 70% taking the Facebook ad, 30% taking the postcard. That's it. I just want to. That's true. That's true. Okay, good. Okay, I just want to kind of get a pulse of which way that's going. Okay, go ahead, Mac.
So just remember, it's one or the other, and this one you do have to opt into as to which one you're going to use.
So when you put a new listing up, you get an email from Boost that says, do you want to promote the free Facebook listing ad? You have to actually hit publish, and then it will run your Facebook ad. If not, it's not going to run the free Facebook ad unless you click go, and it'll go email right to whoever the owner
Got a
of
question.
that
I
listing
need a
is.
microphone over here. Hold on one sec. You got to have a microphone. I'm sorry.
If we had to pay for the Facebook ad, how much would it be?
So please repeat. I'm sorry.
If we had to pay for the Facebook ad, how much
Well,
would it be?
you'd have to run your own, and they can vary. If you run your own Facebook ad, like independently, it just depends how much you want to spend on it. You can spend $10 or $100. You know, it's really how much audience you want to spend, how much per day you want to spend. So our Facebook ads are set for 5 days, and we have a negotiated price on that. But you can't pay us through those. Like you either run the Facebook ad or you do your 100 postcards. Now the 100 postcards will cost you, you know what, $45 for regular, or $50 for premium. So that's the savings you're getting there. But if you want to run your own Facebook ad, you can learn those, and Matt can set you up and teach you how to do those if you don't know how to run them yourself. But the choice you have on those is
one
that.
thing may I add to that, you have a lot of people that are doing open houses for the listing agent. And I know that that free ad has got the listing agent's picture and all their information on it, which is great. But you can also run your own Facebook ad for that same open house with your picture and your information. Is that correct?
You'd have to log in and do one. It's not through us, you cannot.
Right, that's correct.
Right,
you got to
yes,
go in and do
absolutely.
it. But they can run
Yes.
one parallel with their own picture advertising the same open house.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's good.
Yep.
I've had a lot of people that ask me about that.
Matt, good morning.
Hi.
Hey, how are you? I just received the activation for Boost, okay, to activate, but it was given to me like an active listing versus Facebook, and then it was asking me if I wanted to boost for leads, there was a cost involved, so I didn't know
So it's possible. They send the one that says, do you want to run the free Facebook ad through Samson's program? You can click activate. Now, it will also, the system will probably send you additional emails after that saying, do you want to pay for more? Like, you can click a button, and you can say, well, look, I liked that ad. Now I want to pay for an extension. They might say, look, for $50, you can add it for another week or something. So Boost may try to encourage you to buy stuff. Anything that says free from Samson, you can click, and that goes to our account. But if it starts asking you for money, those are options where you can extend and purchase yourself, either spend for longer or create additional ads or do a bigger spend.
Or a bigger search.
You know, a bigger search engine. So if you see paid options on there, that's Boost trying to get you to do a broader one than we've set up automatically for you, which we've said they can because not because we don't get anything out of it, but if Kathy's running an ad, she's like, I'd like to do that more, but Samson offers the free 5-day. Well, now we've made it easy for you. You can click the button and it can make it either bigger or go longer. So we said that was okay for them to send that advertisement to you only because I thought it would be easier for you than going in and creating your own. But if you see anything trying to get money from you, that's on you. They're going to ask for a credit card or something to set that up.
And I think they have 3 different options if you want to pay for it on their own. I think it's like $30 for a week, $50, and then like $79, $80, something like that. So you have 3 different levels you can do.
Good. But the ad from us is free.
Yes.
Hold on one
second. Need a microphone.
Caber's getting there behind you.
Thank you.
Also on those Boost ads, when you get the ones for their marketing, they have reached out into MRIS and they've pulled all your listings up, and they're trying to get you to do a boost on all your listings, whether you're doing an open house or not.
Right.
So that's why you're getting that marketing. Some of it.
So they're marketing to you. Yep, they're trying to get more business.
Which is fine. It makes it easy for you if you want to click the button and you don't want to create your own. Caber, back there again. Retreat.
On the Boost, do we have a chance to do our own demographics?
Not on these ones, no. If you want to do your own, you'd have to do it like we did.
Okay, never mind. I want the postcards.
You can set up your own and do your own demographics. What you can do, which not enough people do, and we talked about last meeting, was when you get that ad over, whether it's the free open house one or the free listing one, click the button and edit it. Make it look better. Make sure that it's the picture you want. Make sure it's the verbiage you want. All that kind of fun stuff. So make sure you click and edit. Don't just accept their personal. It's fine, but make it more snazzy.
Chris.
Hi. I just wanted to say something about the Boost ads. I listed a property last month in Woodbridge. I think Donnie actually mentioned something. But as soon as I got the Boost supplement, I clicked on it. One day later, I started getting the emails where people were looking at the properties. And the guy that bought it was actually one of the guys that looked at the property. Yes. It wasn't, I didn't get that side of it, but we still sold the house.
That's okay.
And then I just listed one the other day. I got the Boost supplement, clicked on it, and I updated it like you talked about. And already this morning in my email, there's five people that are looking at it requesting more pictures. Now, when I did the postcards,
they have to put their email in for that, right?
Right, I got the emails and everything. But when I did the postcards before, which wasn't a bad thing, I didn't get that kind of response. Yeah. So I kind of recommend the Boost ads. I think they work very well.
It's great. And the other thing I would say is, and I don't know how well we aren't using this to our advantage, but I think it's a huge listing tool. A lot of you, I would guess, weren't doing Facebook ads for your listings before we started this program. Well, now you can sit at a table on a listing, and it's the person behind you competing. Let's not just talk about the leads we're getting off it. You want to get that listing in front of you. Bingo. And saying that I'm going to run Facebook ads for your open houses, and I'm going to run Facebook ads for your new listing, that didn't cost you a thing, but you automatically look like a tech-savvy realtor, somebody that's going to promote their realtor, their house all over social media. Like, that's a huge pull that I don't think, we talked about at the beginning, but we don't emphasize enough to you all. You've got to mention that in your listing appointments, that you're running Facebook ads for open houses and their listing, and it didn't cost, they don't have to know it didn't cost you anything, but know that that's a great thing that you've got to bring up your listings to help you win those listings.
That's about $100 you'd pay on your normal listing.
Easy.
And Donnie, Sarah, real quick, is we've got that marketing literature to help you in your listing presentation. It is in the nest.
It's in the nest.
It's
Leslie's
in the nest
pulling up right now. If you just type Boost, that listing flyer will come up that you can use in your listing of presentations, or you can edit it to how you want yourself. But pull that listing flyer and help yourself out in the listing
Absolutely.
appointment.
And from a listing perspective, I did run ads on Facebook for my listings. So not only is it now free to me, because I'm not going through that expense that I was going through otherwise, but I'm getting more data. I'm
Right.
getting addresses and emails and ways to contact them that I didn't have before. So
absolutely.
it's a great way to get more data to then put in your CRMs to follow up with them, contact them, drip campaign. Don't just say, oh, great, somebody opened up the pictures or wanted more information, and then don't do anything with them.
And people
You
ask
gotta
me every
take it a
day, do
step
we have
further,
lead?
follow through.
People ask me every day, do you have lead generation? Boom.
Yes.
There's a ton of emails you got just off this thing. Those are leads. Those are people that look. 2 more just came in. Those are buyers looking at homes. Yes.
I did end up emailing some of those, the ones that came in, and the address, some of the addresses were bombed. So I don't, that is still, I don't know how they can do it, but they did.
Yes.
What's the legality of contacting those people if they've already signed with another agent? They've already contacted you?
What's the legality? Sam asked, what's the legality of you contacting them if they have a signed agreement with another agent? But they have reached out to you.
They've opted in.
Yeah, you've opted. They've reached out to you. You can give
That's
them whatever
a question
information
that
you
I
want.
would ask them, Sam. Hi, do you have? Are you signed up with another realtor? That'd be definitely a good question to ask. But they are reaching out to you, the same as if somebody has a listing on the market. If somebody has a listing on the market, but they're not happy with their listing agent, if they contact you to come talk to them while that's on the market, that's okay. As long as they reached out to you to ask you to come talk to them, then you can go sit down and do a listing presentation while it's listed on the market with another company, as long as they reached out to you and asked you to come. Okay. So keep that in mind. That's the same thing. Good question.
We had
Yes.
a good example
Oh,
too.
hold on. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Okay.
Age before beauty.
We use it to show the sellers that it's gone out there on a boost, and we had 3,000 people look at it and follow it right on down, and they are very impressed with it. Not that we actually got a call off it, but at least there were that many people looking at it.
You're exposing
and
it.
these are in the thousands of the numbers. They're not just 100 people or 200, but it's
That's a great listing presentation.
Use it with your sellers. It works. It gives you a little bit of a boost.
It does. And
I see what you did there.
And hey, Donnie, and maybe you guys can help me out. One of the things I think that made you and Bernie and you guys successful realtors is that you had a steady flow of information that came to the seller. All he did was turn 4 or 5 switches on at the beginning of the listing presentation that fed the Realtor.com statistics to the seller. It fed the listing book statistics. It fed the Zillow. You didn't have to do anything. It automatically set it up. Now, is there a way to automatically set that up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also.
If you log in there, and we've got videos, I think, that Max posted too on how to do that, but you can log in and pull the reports. You can either have them automatically go to the seller, or when it comes to you, you can take that report that comes at the end of the ad, send it to the seller with what information, how many people viewed it, and how many people clicked on all that kind of stuff.
Because that's when sellers freak out and they want to change listing agents if you don't communicate with them and they don't see you doing something. Well, this is beautiful. You're doing something and you're giving them good reports. But look what I did for your listing this week. I'm getting a great exposure.
Absolutely. And I would take that report, and I'm sure Margaret and Madonna do because they're already talking about it, is I would take that report and put it on my listing presentation and show, well, this is the last listing I did. I ran these Facebook ads, and look, I got 3,000 additional views online because of this. Like, once you've already got the listing, it's valuable, but it's only so valuable unless it sits in the market forever and doesn't sell. But showing that I'm going to do this ahead of you helps you win it because you're like, this is what I'm going to do for you. We're going to get a report. This is how many people exposure I get. So winning it up front is key as well.
And look, Chris, on the other hand, you may not have got both sides of the deal, but the fact is the buyer of that house saw your Facebook ad, wanted more pictures, got more pictures, turned around and went and bought the listing.
Looking for another house for them.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
You're looking for a house for them?
No, the
Oh, okay.
The seller of that.
Wow. Oh, for the seller.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good stuff. Yes, sir. John, hold on, though. I need a microphone. You got to have a microphone. Guys, you got to have a microphone to speak.
Tammy's
Tammy,
got it
I'm
first,
sorry,
and
Tammy.
then-
I didn't see
yep.
you. Sorry.
Okay.
Tammy.
I have a comment about Boost. One thing that I've learned from Boost is, what's a good catcher for ads? How do we get people to put that?
Click it.
No, to click it, but put that email address in. And, what's your home worth? That's always been a great one. But more pictures, that's even better.
Right.
And they do fill out their
So you're saying
info
you
for
even
pictures.
Even put that in the ad. Like want more pictures, click here, or
Yeah. And
that
then
kind
you
of
get
stuff.
their email.
Right.
It's-
Oh, I
it's-
see.
It's
You're
not
even
aggressive,
inviting.
and
So
they
you're
like it. They
asking,
do
you
it.
want more
Right.
pictures.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what most of the boost leads come
Inquiries
from, more
are, right.
pictures.
More pictures.
Because we designed them intentionally. They said we could put in more, just one, and we said we just want one. We want people to have to ask, because then you can give them more.
That one works.
But at least then you've got the
That one
connection.
works?
You can start talking to them.
It works.
That one
All
works.
we need is the one that works.
I agree. Hey, the only thing I'd like to say, I want you all to think about is if you have a listing and someone's going to do the open house for you, a lot of the realtors that are doing the open house are going to ask you about those email addresses. I mean, they're doing the open house. They initiated this whole ad, and I realize I'm not going to tell the listing agent what they have to do with those email leads that they get in on those listings. That's up to the listing agent. But what I'd like to say is, please have a little consideration for the person who's actually doing the open house. Split the leads with them or something. Give them those email leads. They earned it by doing the open house. So please consider that when they call you for an open house. And if you're calling for an open house, that's the time where you have to ask about those leads. Yeah, just talk. And I tell you, I've told a lot of people, if you do good open houses and you're a good open house person that's reliable for that listing agent, then the listing agent, at that point now I got leverage. She wants me to help her do her opens because I do good opens. Then she'll give me the email leads because she wants me to do the opens because I do good opens for her. I communicate with the sellers. I present myself professionally to the sellers. The listing agent likes that because the listing agent's going to talk to the seller later. And if they didn't like you, that doesn't help the listing agent at all. On the other hand, if they really did like you, that really helps the whole process. Now, if you present yourself that way to the seller, now the listing agent's reaching out to you to do open houses. Now I've got the leverage to say, I'd be glad to do it, but could I please have the email leads that come from Facebook? Yeah, of course, I'm sure you can. Will you do my open for me? Yes, I'll do it. See what I mean? Be a good open house person. You'll get people calling you, and it'll be easy to get all those leads from the open. The listing agent will be more apt to do that. But that is something that comes up, so it's a discussion that has to be had. The listing agent is the one who's getting those email leads. So if you're the one doing the open, the time to talk about it is when you're asking for the open.
I don't want to take up much time today. I just want to let you know we have a great team now in Maryland. We have 3 super processors. We are open and really ready for as much business as anybody wants to bring us in Maryland. We are ready. I know we've had a couple maybe hiccups there that weren't great, but we are great now. So please consider anything you have in Maryland. We'll take great care of you and your clients. So please send everything. We've got 3 super, super experienced people there.
Yeah, good.
Awesome.
That's right. They are good.
Good. Good, good.
I would also like to publicly thank Carrie for the help that she's given me with one of my clients. She did a power of attorney for one of my clients, and without that, I think we would have had a much bigger problem. And your diligence and getting it done right away is really greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carrie. Any questions for Carrie?
Any questions on Cardinal?
Cardinal? Oh.
We did a seller financing on a land deal, and it was supposed to close the 31st of August. The study period ended. The buyers were ready to buy. He was heading off to Cancun to get married, and he said, if I don't close on the 17th, I can't close till the 28th. So Carrie and Mary, they stepped up. They got the deed done. They got the note done, and we closed on the 17th. So that was, I mean, that was jamming in like 4 days.
Atta girl, atta baby.
Thanks.
Atta baby. All right, anything else for Carrie or Cardinal? Okay, good. Good,
Awesome.
thank you. Thanks, Carrie.
Okay. All right. So, one of the things that we have been working on is putting together a new orientation class. We have got tons of agents coming in all the time, and whether you're an experienced agent or a brand new agent, whenever you change or join a new company, you feel a little lost, right? So we've taken this information and we've put together a couple-hour orientation class that we are going to start rolling out after every sales meeting Wednesday until we get the bulk of our agents that are new through, and then we'll probably scale back to once a month. We're going to do it after every sales meeting since you're already here. We are videotaping those.
Yep.
You are heavily, heavily encouraged to attend.
Yes, this is needed.
So hear what I said. We're not making it mandatory, but it's heavily, heavily encouraged to attend. And the reason is we have a lot of people coming in and we have a lot of wonderful staff members, but we want to make sure that you are getting off the ground running as quick as you can without having to wait for a staff member to be able to fit you into their schedule. So here's what we're going to do. After the next sales meeting on 9/5, we go back to the first Wednesdays
First and third.
in September. We're going to roll out our first orientation. It's going to start at 1 o'clock. At 1 o'clock on Wednesday. You are going to meet all the people. You're going to meet all the staff members. You are going to have for new agents, you're going to have a what happens next, NVAR, MRIS, lock boxes, what do you do, the ethics class, all those good things. That's going to be a quick segment, how to check your license activation and transfer into the company. D4 paperwork, what is your status should be, whether you're an LLC or a single proprietor, learning a little bit about that and how you can get paid, how the runners work, how to order your name tags, how to order your signs, all of those good things. We're going to jump over to the Resource Center for the Print Center. How to print, what are the policies, and connecting to other offices. You know, what does that look like and how does that work? We're going to look at how to get your headshots, how to work with the Nest and work your way through that, how to use the marketing packages. What do they look like? What do they mean? How to use your point system, Facebook ad campaigns, design help. We'll skip over to our property management department. How do you run rentals? How do you run background checks? Who do you talk to? Where do you put the checks?
Yeah,
right, when they
all
come
that
in.
stuff.
All those things.
All that stuff.
Donnie will do a quick introduction to Dot Loop. Not a full session like he does because he's taped them and they're 962 sessions online. So he'll introduce it and why we use it and how to do the primary things. You know, get a contract submitted in, what needs to be there. We'll talk about the process for sharing broker signature. What do you do with the EMD check and who does it need to be made out to and where do you put it once it gets here? You know, all those good things. Sharing with Cardinal Title Group just versus leaving it into Dot Loop and never going anywhere, right? How do we get it over to Cardinal Title Group? What do those transaction processors look like? How does accounting get it so that we can get our checks? What does commission disbursement look like? Cardinal Club, what is that? How you can get involved with Optime and Zillow leads. We're going to introduce Carrie at Cardinal Title Group so you can learn a little bit more about what they do and how you can get in contact with them. We're going to introduce First Heritage Mortgage as well, so you know the team of people that are here to help you and answer any mortgage questions. And then we're going to send you off to the races. And if you need to schedule follow-up appointments for personal things like, oh, yeah, I really like that print center idea and I really want a postcard, well, then you're going to know who to contact to set up that appointment. So this is going to keep you from running around in circles, chasing your head and feeling like you're not anchored to anything. So we're going to do this, like I said, a couple times a month in the beginning. So if you are brand new to the company, please, 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 heavily encouraged to attend. If you've been at the company for a while and you still feel like you're not grounded and you still feel like you're running around and don't have a lot of answers, you are absolutely welcome to attend as well. Yes, awesome.
Wow.
So I gave you the short snippet of things. That was a very quick snippet of the things that we're going to discuss. If you know that when you came to the company, you absolutely were just flabbergasted and flummoxed over a certain area. Don't you like that word flummoxed? Like somebody said that to me the other day and now I've said it like 14 times. So I know, I love that word. So if you just know that there's a burning, I didn't know how to do this and nobody could tell me. If you know the things that you still don't know, please send me an email so that I can build this into the orientation. I have 2 weeks to update and add to. Each orientation is going to continue to grow because as we continue to get new things, we'll refine it into the process. But if you have questions, concerns, and you need questions answered, please shoot me an email, sarahM@samsonproperties.net, and we'll build it in. Margaret.
Sarah, another thing, maybe how to gain access into the drop-in offices.
Yes, so that's part of the Nest. That's part of the Nest training that Leslie's going to do that morning. Yes.
We can show that, can't we? Isn't that on the office locations right now?
Yeah. But
yes.
Part of the orientation.
Part of the orientation is Leslie driving on the Nest, and
yes.
she's going to show you how to find all the resources, and that's part of it.
We'll do a run through with the Nest as part of it with Leslie
Yes.
as well, and not just Sarah and I. Sarah and I are kind of tag teaming, teaching some of the stuff, but we're going to have
all the staff's going to be here
Leslie
to tell.
and Mac, and so they'll get to see some of the specialties that they do throughout it.
Yes. All right. We've got hands popping up everywhere. I've got a hand back here. Yes. Yes, the beginning is going to be the board information, and I would say that's probably, that got loud in a hurry, 15, 20 minutes, and then the rest of it is going to be other things. We will also tape this, and within a couple of days, if you're just looking for a single piece of what I talked about, and you don't want to come or you can't come, you can go online and just fast forward through and find it on the Nest.
We're going to try and do snippets too, so it's
Yes.
the 2-hour, 3-hour thing, but it's also 10 different segments.
Here's a section for you.
They're
Here's a
gonna
section
segment
for
it
you.
out. And
Yes.
eventually we'll have a whole orientation page on the Nest, which will have the 20 different links to the 20 different sections. So if you just need a certain thing, you can watch that 5-minute part of it.
So people learn differently. Some people love being online, and some people love looking, beady eyeballs face to face. We're trying to make sure that we're just not sending everybody online all the time, that we've got that hand-holding here. If you need that hand-holding, we're here for you to hand-hold. We had another question over here quick. Tammy, did you have a question? Donnie answered it? Okay, hi.
Right here.
Sarah, good morning, and or Donnie. Are you looking in that loop on the compliance approval to provide Cynthia and or that team help in terms of the company is going to get the approvals up front versus on
You
the
mean a
back
little
end?
sooner than what they've been doing?
Right.
Is that
We'll see.
Okay,
It's-
because I'm accustomed to getting the compliance up front.
Well,
less
whenever
than-
it's Cardinal, they are pre-putting it in. The real issue is, not to get too into it, is we don't know when you're closing another deal with another company because there's so many submissions in there and people aren't clearly marking when their closing dates and stuff are, that with Cardinal, we have a schedule. So we know right now, today's Wednesday, right? We know everything is closing here Friday, Monday, Tuesday. So it's easier for Cynthia and the team to reach out to you on Wednesday and say, hey, you're missing stuff because we know your closing's coming. Right now, we don't have a good mechanism to know that you're closing on Monday at ABC Title in Alexandria because we don't know that that's coming. So pre-approving it ahead of time, that's where kind of the flaw in the ointment and checking stuff ahead of time. But if you're closing with Cardinal.
I think I know her question. In a lot of companies and where I came from
Right,
before,
you're approving it ahead of time.
we approved everything as soon as a document came in, and we did compliance right away on a contract as soon as it came in, and we do compliance later in the process here than what we do, are used to at other companies. So we've got to look at that. The issue is that, when you're dealing with 15, 20,000 transactions versus, 1,000 or 2,000 transactions, that process has got to be a little different. I think it's something we need to look at. We don't have a clear answer.
Well, we need a couple more Cardinals, and we can hire another person to help
Yes,
Tracy out.
yes.
But just FYI, we are selling we're averaging over 500 homes a month as a
Yes.
company that we're selling, 550 a month. So we're selling a lot of properties here.
And keep in mind, when every time you guys submit, you put a new document in and you hit submit, it starts the dot loop process all over again for their submissions. So think about 500 transactions a month and submitting a new piece of paper and hitting submit, and it triggers the whole thing to be reviewed again. It just keeps getting triggered to be reviewed. So there's just no way they can look at that many transactions over and over and over when
And you got to
people are
put another
putting in.
150 rentals on top of that,
Yeah.
probably. I think.
Or
Are
more.
rentals going
Yes.
there?
More.
So
Yeah.
thank you, I'm Jeannie. I just got license in DC and Maryland. So I would like to know do we do the same thing here, or is there any different orientations for DC? and
So
Maryland?
the orientation that we're doing is going to be very Samson property specific. It's all the Samson policies, procedures, resources. It's not specific to Virginia, DC, or Maryland. So it's going to be applicable to everyone. We're going to house them here first. When we get critical mass in other locations, we absolutely can roll an orientation class out to other locations as well. But right now, we're going to have them here so we can get all of our staff resources in one place.
And if the question was just the question of DPOR and how to sign up, yes, we'll include.
Yeah, we'll include that.
Yes, because Jesse, when it comes to signing people up, Jesse will participate in that portion. She knows, and Kaber, how to sign people up in DC and Maryland. So we will include information on that. That's the only thing that's going to be different about it is that first couple minutes on how to get signed up with the different boards. Everything else is going to be the same throughout. It's really about Samson Properties.
Yeah,
So
because
the DC
Jesse
Maryland
handles
program
all the
is-
licensing. Jesse and Kaber do all the licensing and all the sign-ups and all that good stuff. Any other questions? Going once, going twice.
Hold on, Peter.
Hold on, Peter. You need a mic. You know how this works.
Jesse ain't that fast.
Guy, you know this.
I mean, this is really needed. I mean, with 2,000 agents, a lot of new blood. They don't know protocol. That to see what you're doing get maybe turned into some sort of living document PDF that can search, find, rental properties. How do I do an EMD check? That kind of thing, and then constantly updating it as needed.
Yeah.
Is much needed because there's so many agents, as you say, they're not anchored when they come in here, and they're looking for this. And
step one was a cheat sheet, right? The cheat sheet's up on the Nest.
sheet's
So
good.
the cheat
Cheat
sheet was
sheet's on
step
the
one,
Nest.
and now this is step two, which we're doing a mass orientation to get everybody processed, everybody up to date. And then we're, like Donnie said, the next step is to videotape those snippets so that we're putting the sections on there so that when you go onto the Nest and you don't want to watch a 3-hour orientation, you want to watch one, where do I put the EMD checks, like to Peter's example, you click on EMD checks, and there's the video that says, here's where the lockbox is in the Chantilly office or in the Gainesville office or whatever, right? So you'll have all that information in one place.
Very good. I can't wait. I can't wait. And the key is sectioning out the topics. That's the key. Because like you said, you don't want to watch a 3-hour video. You want to go right to the one. So that's what we're going to focus on, is getting them all sectioned out properly. All right. Anything else, sir?
No, we're good. I just got moved.
Tammy's got another question. Can I get a microphone over to Tammy?
I have a question for you with regards to video. I'm at open house, and I'm so excited about being at Samson. And the agents that come in, I talk to all of them about Samson.
Thank you.
But I don't have anywhere to send them other than the things you do monthly. Do you have a video or anything that you put out, or is that a bad idea for other reasons?
We just did the seminar I did a month or so ago at First Heritage. We do have that, and it's edited now. I think it's ready to go, right? It's about an hour and 30 minutes. That would be a video they could watch, and we did section that out too, so I think that has a lot of sections to it.
How do we find it? What do we type in? What's it called?
Can we put it on our main?
Yeah,
can we
I
put
think
it on our main
I think we'll
Facebook
create
page?
a spot on the Nest.
All right, main Facebook page, Tammy.
Yeah.
And
what
you
about
know,
our main
realtors don't
website?
have a big attention span, so something shorter with all our benefits.
You get me talking. You ever seen a short video?
Well, I think maybe what we need to do is get the 10-minute elevator speech. You know, we can figure out something that we can be like, all right, I know it takes 2 hours. I know we've got a lot of different things, but if we can sink Danny down to 10 minutes, because then you can send that 10-minute video to your other recruiting agents out there, and you're not going to be able to dive in deep into stuff, but if you say, look, here's the 10 most important, if I got 10 minutes of your attention, this is why you should join Samson.
They
That's
want
a
to know,
good
what do
video
we
to
get
send.
by going to Samson? That's what they all want to know.
That's a great idea.
Yep.
Yeah.
Leslie's got it, and we're going to do one.
Some that can
She's just got to pin
can
me
be
down.
watched easily without the hour and a half.
And Leslie, that probably needs to go on our main
That's
website.
a great
as well.
idea. That's a
main
great
website.
idea. Anything else? All right. Donnie, you got anything else? We've run over pretty good. You got something quick?
No, I think those were all the important topics. Yes.
Is it time for cornhole?
Everybody, it's time for a cornhole tournament. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for Cardinal Title and First Heritage. Thank you so much for your recruiting. Thank you, everybody, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.